staff? And look at it before I close that down.
We have 39 that are fully vaccinated.
The ones that have had at least one shot.
At least one shot is 6, so that's like, 6 on top of the 39 that are fully vaccinated. So 44.
So 55. Okay, so that's really, really cool. We have 55 of our staff that have had at least one shot, 49 that are fully vaccinated. So the staff have been working really hard. They're also excited that kiddos are back in the building in bigger numbers. So we still have about 190 learners that are full-time off campus. So just I think that's important information for families to know. All the families except one, I believe, that wanted to come on campus before our timeline last Friday for the rest of the school year was able to get on campus. So we're super happy about that. We can manage all the people and still do all the things. And thank you all for your communication, your patience, your ongoing support. So really, really, really helpful. So let's talk about some COVID updates. I'm sure many of you already know this information, but it's good for me to review it with you, and just kind of helps us to be on the same page. Sometimes it's hard. I know some of my coworkers that I've talked to, it's hard to keep up with all the things. So I've started giving you some information about the state unique positivity rates by county, and then the overall positivity rates. So that unique number, I don't know how much longer that is effective versus the other. There's so many variants with that, but I just give you both numbers. So right now, Floyd's percentage of positivity for unique people is 10.7. In March, that was 12.3. In February, that was 11.2. So that's fluctuated a little bit. It's down from last month and from February. Clark unique positivity number is 15.5%. So that is up from March. March was 12.9 and February was 13.3. And then Harrison's unique positivity number is 12.5%. March was 18.3 and February was 20.2. So that just kind of gives you that unique number. The total positivity, everyone that's tested during that time period. So Floyd is at 4.8, a little up from March. March was 4.3 and February was 7.85. Clark, total number for positivity is 6.3, a little up from March, which was 5.6, and February was 7.8. Harrison is currently, with all numbers of positivity, at 4%, which is lower than their March number at 6.8 and February at 9.6. The weekly new cases is another number we've been talking about. So for Floyd, in this last 7 days, we've had 73 new cases. That's down from 115 in March. Clark is at 92. That is also down from 125 in March, and Harrison is at 54, which is down from 155 in March. And the biggest conversation that we hear right now from the scientists is about variants and breakthrough infections. And so on January 16th, if you looked at the number of variants that positive cases that were due to variants, it was about 10%. On January 16th. Right now, as of March 27th, about 60% of the positive cases in the U.S. are variants from, just where the virus has varied from its original form. We knew that was going to happen, but it's just, information to know. Breakthrough infections. So some states have reported their breakthrough, which means people that are fully vaccinated that are still getting COVID positive. Have symptoms and such. So we also knew that was going to happen. The 100%, the vaccines are not 100%, and so it's for those states that have communicated that. They've been in the hundreds, a few hundred by state. We don't know how clear that information is, because we don't know if people that are fully vaccinated are actually getting tested for COVID if they have symptoms. So that's a question. And there's just still that question about the efficacy of the vaccine with the current variants. If we look at a couple examples, B1351, which is the variant that originated in South Africa, there was a study released out of Israel that has not been peer reviewed yet, but it shows that the Pfizer vaccine is less effective for that particular variant. And then if you look at Manaus, Brazil, which is the COVID hotspot, global COVID hotspot right now, where people are getting the virus for a second time, they don't have a strong rollout of vaccines. And some of the people that have had the virus before are getting it again. One of the quotes I thought was interesting is, the country is currently recording around a quarter of all weekly COVID deaths, despite being less than 3% of the world's population. That was from Scientific American. So just some information there. As of March 27th, 33% of the positive cases in Indiana are variants. As of March 14th in Indiana, we were at about 749 cases a day. That was March 14th, so about a month ago. As of this week, we've ranged from 11 to 1,200 cases a day. So the case count is going up. And I'm sure you've heard about Michigan. We've had 1,062 cases on February 16th, so a couple of months ago. And as of this week, they were at 7,263 cases per day. Across the border, Toronto, Canada is in the same boat. They also are seeing 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 cases a day. We know that the variants in Michigan are also high. So as of in these walls, we have not had any positive cases with kids in the building at this point. So since we've last talked, we have had family members that have been positive. We've had learners that have been close contacts to family members, but they weren't close contacts or positive while they were here, so we haven't had to do any quarantining. We have had staff out for various reasons, and some of them quarantining, and so that's been averaging about 3 to 5 staff members out a day over the last week. So just kind of balancing all those pieces as well. So some families are asking about next year. So just to kind of share a little bit about the rest of this year, and then we'll talk about next year. We're currently planning, we're in the planning phases of in-person prom and MORP, for the 12 to 14 age levels, and graduation, yay, in May. So more info to come to those families and teens, but the teen staff is working really hard to put those milestones in place in a safe and in-person way. So that's really exciting. We're also so fortunate, the families that we have had the privilege to serve and partner with this year, and giving your positive feedback as well as your constructive feedback. So, what a year. We're thankful so much for the families that have already fully completed enrollment. I know we had that new piece in there this year that was expected from the Indiana Department of Education, which you need to show your residency. And so we're glad to help, and we thank you all for uploading that piece so that it creates less follow-up work for the cupola staff. So thank you for that.
Hey, Barbara, while
yes.
you're on current school year, can you just repeat the extension of the school day? The recording started just a little bit after you said that information. I just want to make sure it gets on there.
Okay, so early ed and 6 to 9, their pickup time will move to 2:50 starting on Monday. For 9 to 12, their pickup time will move to 3:10. And for 12 to 19-year-olds, their pickup time will move to 3:30. So enrollment, keep it up. Thank you for doing that. We do have a large and growing wait list, and every day we have many of you that are sending people our way. We had 20 parents, prospective parents, on our virtual chat today, which was really cool. And we even had one of them that was sent here. They had actually been with one of our staff who coached them out in the community, and the family was so impressed that they were like, we want our child to go to that school. So that is really, really cool. So anyway, keep it coming. We are so lucky to have the incredible teachers we have. We do have a couple of teacher openings for next year. So oftentimes we get really great references and recommendations from our staff and our families. So if you know any great candidates for teachers for us next year, send them our way. Feel free to have them email me, or they can go on our website and click on careers. Of course, we'll share any of those changes when there's time, when it's the right time. Right now, we're finishing this year. But anyway, we are looking forward to finishing that up over the next month. We are also hopeful, really, really hopeful to be back to typical school year next year. But we're also ready and have been planning for any pivots that might happen to meet the needs of our community and families if necessary. So we're excited about that. We've got lots of plans about being in typical school and some changes coming that way to help with typical school. So anyway, really, really excited about that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let Melissa open up the chat and see what questions that we might have from anybody on the call. Any way we can help. Or Prerna is opening the chat. Thank you, Prerna. Because I could talk all day, but if I don't take a breath every once in a while, Anybody have anything right now? Crickets, crickets. Okay, Holly, go ahead. Sorry, just you're not unmuted yet. Keep going. You can do it. We believe in you.
Did I do it?
Yes, you did it.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Woo. All right. Hi, I'm Holly. I have two learners in with you guys, 4th and 5th grade in the turquoise and the diamond pods. My question is, do you guys intend to have, like, I know the virtual fun day on May 14th, or will we be able to have like end of the year parties, or will everything pretty much stay virtual right now, except for the graduation, which if there's anybody on here that has a graduate, congratulations. Because that's exciting.
Absolutely. Holly, are your learners on campus right now?
Today, yes. They are on campus today, tomorrow, and Friday.
So they're on the hybrid schedule.
Yeah, when I enrolled them, that was all that was available for right now.
Yeah. So, excuse me. The end of the year, there always are some things that they do together, and I'm sure that the teachers in each of the studios will come up with ways to support the kiddos on the hybrid schedule, plus the kiddos that are there on off campus as well. So I don't know that they've gotten to that place yet, but I'm sure they'll be communicating ways that they will kind of have some closure together as a community.
And will there be volunteer opportunities? Yes. And will there be volunteer opportunities next year? Because I know this year they've only got, I think, 8 weeks left? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it's just right at 7 weeks right now. Well, I mean, of course, if we're back to typical school, we expect all of that to be back in motion again. So we're planning for that. We're planning on having subs back in the building. We're planning on all those things. So, and we'll be ready to pivot if we need to.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Holly.
Thank
Two questions.
you.
Oh, sorry. 2 questions in the chat. First one is, I know you had town hall meetings with us as well as the teens. What types of things have you learned from those that you're considering for next year?
Oh man, you're going to make me say that right now? Part of it was just really looking at, we had lots of teens that thrived under this schedule. So it's trying to find some ways to have some flex times during the day so that if that teens don't have to be here all day long, they don't need to be. So we are kind of thinking about that, working through that. Of course, you know, if teens aren't current and need extra support, you know, they can be here and we want them to be here. But others that are ready to, you know, kind of like our extended campus plans for the teens, just re-looking at how we can even expand that to really allow them. Our main goal is to transition to college and career. So how do we help them to start practicing that right now? So that's one of the ideas.
Tracy, I see your hand, but I'm going to read this one more question first. Question for next year. Will typical include the possibility of not wearing masks?
Gosh, I don't know where that's going to be. I mean, there's thoughts that vaccines will be more prevalent for children. And, you know, as in the community Montessori fashion, we'll be doing surveys and these video calls throughout the summer to gauge what our community wants to see, and then also react and respond to what our larger communities, Floyd and Clark, et cetera, have in plan and in mind. So right now, masks are still mandated for schools in the state of Indiana through the end of the school year. And so we'll see what that decision is too. So we'll look at both the state, the county, and then our community and staff needs to make those decisions.
Okay, Tracy, you want to unmute and talk?
Hey, Tracy.
Yes. Hi. Real quick question. What about, I know we're personally doing hybrid and we're in whatever, I think we're in peace, but will peace and harmony be back together at all the remaining of the school year? Are we going to continue the hybrid if that's what we're on?
Yeah, so we'll continue everything the way it is right now. So what's happening right now will continue unless families choose to go off campus. Those will be the only changes that we'll make for the rest of this 7 weeks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Keep up the good work. I know it's
Thanks,
tough.
Tracy. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. There was a thank you to the teen in response answer, and then just a person agreeing they like the idea and that the Alexa, the teen, has really thrived with the schedule, but she misses the social aspect of it. So yeah, I think getting creative with that's going to be good.
Right.
Any other questions for people? I don't see any hands unless anybody else sees hand.
All right. Well, good to see you. Many of your smiling faces and your pictures at that. And we'll stay on for a minute if anyone has anything else, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye. Justin, Anna, anything else from you two? Oh, I see. Hi. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.